After we get the propane, get some water in here, hook it up to electric to get everything nice and charged, and then we'll run a system test and give you the first 3-year update on YouTube for a 19 FBS Geo Pro. This is pretty exciting. I gotta say, I'm nervous though, because like with anything, a lot of times when something sits, that's when you start noticing problems. So super bittersweet to be leaving Yucca Valley, Joshua Tree area. This is some of the most absolutely best memories of my life have been the last few years boondocking in this area. Getting ready to head down to South Florida for the winter. Let's see what the future brings.
Oh, I'm so excited to stay in the Geo Pro tonight. It's been so long.
I don't know why we ever left. So welcome to the 3-year update. It's July 24th, 2020. We haven't been inside the Geo Pro since December 27th, 2019. And I think this is pretty cool because this is pretty real world what it would be like if you stored your Geo Pro and hadn't touched it for 6 months. So December 21st last year, we were in Joshua Tree, California. Spent 5 days getting it up to Illinois. We had it stored in covered storage. Got stuck down in Florida with COVID and couldn't get back up, so we had some family come retrieve it. But literally, we have not been in the Geo Pro now since December 27th. Let's take a closer look and let's see. I'm kind of nervous because we drained the water completely. I pulled the filters off. I feel comfortable that all our water fixtures are in good operating condition. But again, it's been 7 months, which if you're just a part-time RVer, that's pretty common. And honestly, you and I are going to be seeing this for the first time. I'm nervous, but you and I were going to take a look together. So let's check it out. All right, moment of truth. Go ahead and get a shot of this. Proof that we haven't been in it for 7 months. You see all the cobwebs, and normally when you see the Geo Pro, we have it spotless. Let's come take a look at what it actually looks like after it's been sitting here. Toilets dumped, everything is winterized as best we could. Do we have any solar at all? Let's see. Lights. We got lights. I can't see the solar back there to see if we have any power, so let's just test it. Here goes this nothing. I pulled the water filters off, so that's why it's a big mess there. Obviously your sofa, unless you did the mod that we did, it would not have pulled apart like that. And let's see. I didn't disconnect the batteries because honestly I forgot. And it was locked away in storage and I couldn't get to it. But the slide out went out and it looks like the batteries are at 100%. Now I'm going to get to work by hooking the water system back up. It completely pulled this out and I have some new ones that came in off of Amazon. So new filters, fill it with water, check the propane, and fingers crossed, we will spend the first night in the Geo Pro tonight. First time in 7 months. So I was pretty nervous about a lot of stuff. If animals would have gotten in here, if the toilet would have smelled, if the solar was going to work. So far, I'm really happy. It looks like it's a little dirty, but that could have just been from how I left it. I probably didn't sweep it out right at the end there. But toilet's good. No smell. It's hard to say what smell smells like on YouTube, but there's zero smell. It just smells neutral. It's not really stuffy. It's not, certainly is not toilet smelling. So I wanted to show you the Geo Pro like this because anybody that's ever watched our channel over the last few years has known that I keep this spotless. So I just wanted to show you the mess to just kind of prove that, yeah, we're live in real life, and this is the first time I've walked in this camper in 7 months. After we get the propane, get some water in here, hook it up to electric to get everything nice and charged, and then we'll run a system test and give you the first 3-year update on YouTube for a 19 FBS Geo Pro. This is pretty exciting. I gotta say, I am super impressed with everything, really. I'm like super impressed with the build quality. There's no animals in here. I'm so grateful for that. I got some work to do before it gets dark, so I'm gonna let you go. 3-year update. We'll be coming back as soon as I can.
What are you doing?
I'm unhooking my bike.
Why?
Why?
Looks like we might have a little bit of a animal nest inside there. I'll be careful when I take that off. Batteries are in good shape. The very first week we got our camper, I loaded these drawers up like you would at home, but then not realizing when you drive down the highway and bumpy roads, it really rips apart the hinges and everything. So these drawers have been rebuilt. I don't put a lot in them right now, and they seem to work pretty. Yeah, that one works perfect. It seems to work really well. Let's nice. Wow. I'm actually super impressed that worked as well as it did. That hasn't been used for 7 months and it just popped right on. I'm impressed. I did a thorough job really draining the water system, and I need to tighten the plug back up and make sure this is all. So I don't know if you can see that. 1 1/16 inch socket to get in here and remove that plug. The tracks are really clean. So there's where I need to connect the water filter. After I get that connected, I'll get the hot and cold turned on. So I ordered these universal fit Culligan filters off of Amazon, but I noticed the original filter has a solid bottom. I couldn't find the part number when I did it, but these have a hollow bottom, and I don't know if they're going to work. Apparently I did not have the all the connections tight before I started filling it with waters. I couldn't use the new filters, but I put the old filter in. I just kind of cleaned it out and secured that. We'll switch the cold water line on and the hot water line on. Tease to keep the cold water and hot water separate. Let's fill it up. Okay, I see water coming into here. This should be working. So it's almost dark. I've been busting my butt for like an hour. I have everything hooked up in there. What I had to end up doing is I just had to take the water filter out completely because the old one was no good. It was creating a blockage. I basically just had too much air in the system and had to hook it up to the city water supply with higher pressure to get it out of there. And then I was able to fill the tanks. Oh, Much better. Much better. Let's check the bathroom. Good water pressure in the bathroom. A little bit of air in there, but really good water pressure that's running just with the pump. I'm not impressed with the toilet flush though. It's I have an aftermarket shower head and water saving feature. Excellent water pressure though out of the shower. This is actually just as good of shower pressure as you're going to get at a lot of hotels that you stay at that have a low flow shower head. But I'm impressed with the shower head. I always use Scott's RV toilet paper. It's worth the extra $1 not to have to worry about plugging up your septic system. Here's a good look at the water pressure. It's okay, but I just remember it being better last year. It flows, but I'm wondering, leave a comment if you know if I need to do something with the toilet here to get better flow. Of course, the Max Air Vent is incredibly awesome. Even with no AC, that'll cool off the entire camper noticeably. You'll always have a comfortable night's sleep with the Max Air Vent, and then just crack the front windows open. Pretty sweet setup. Everything in the bathroom, other than maybe the toilet flow, works excellent. Can you hear those locusts and frogs just chirping in the background? Just being able to come out here for even a week this time has just like completely reset. I miss it so much. This is amazing. Wanted to take this quick opportunity to talk about a couple things. Your bikes. Unless you're going to have a really good lock or keep a close eye on them all the time, I don't recommend buying expensive bikes. We had some really nice Specialized mountain bikes, and one of them got swiped at a campground. So just take a bike that you aren't going to worry about and you can enjoy riding around the campgrounds or something. If you're a real enthusiast, you're probably going to have some type of better lock than we had. But we had a nice cable lock on there, and they cut that within seconds, and it was gone before we knew it. So in 2 years, we lost one bike. And one thing that might be more annoying is we have to keep our, I don't even know what you call it, but one thing more annoying is we have to keep our poop tube inside now. For whatever sick joke that some people like to do, they steal the entire tube off of the bottom. It happened once in the Chicago area when we were at a campground there, and then it happened again to me in Burning Man. You don't realize it till you pull up to dump your toilet, and then there's nothing to dump it with. It's a huge pain in the butt. I just keep it rinsed out and keep it inside now. But hopefully you don't have that problem, but just be aware that I just re-cleaned the inside of the camper and the relatives are gone, so just wanted to kind of take you inside and show you a few things for this 3-year update. So I think this is a super aggressive test that you're kind of witnessing for this 3-year update, because we lived in this thing for 2 solid years full-time RVing, took it everywhere, off-road, up hills, high desert, low desert, high mountains. We really took this everywhere. Rainforests up in Washington State. And those years, we really put it through the ringer and kind of showed you the do's and don'ts and everything we could to kind of demonstrate what this thing could do. And then COVID hit, so we couldn't get back to it. And then it sat outside for a couple months in Illinois in the hot, humid summer, and hadn't had anything done to it except pulled out of the storage and not touched. And so when we came back this weekend, let me tell you, I was more concerned having it sit for 6 months and then coming out to it than I ever was when we were living in it full time. And I think that makes sense, but I think that's also a really good real life test, because most people that are buying RVs use them part-time. Coming in for a 3-year update. Everything's holding up really well. Wanted to show you the sink. I left some dishwater in here to show that it holds water very well, no leaks. Did you hear that? I'll show you again. This is important because it took me a long time to get this water system going after this winterization. I'm going to turn the faucet on here quick, and I want you to hear in the background for the water pump to turn on and then off when I shut the water off. Because honestly, I thought the pump might have been bad, but listen to the water pressure and then listen to the pump. So water's turning on. It's got really good water pressure, and I'm going to turn it off. And now, did you hear that? The pump kicked off. I'm going to give a little bit of audio down here, and I'll do it again. So that's important because that was the last system that I had to work on. So this is 3 years into it, the 19 FBS, 3 years into it. The solar still works great. The water system works great. The air conditioning works great. You can see that's high fan, low cool, and then high cool. Last night it was raining cats and dogs, and when we woke up this morning, the air conditioning was running most of the night. We did have a lot of condensation right around here. The microwave works just fine. I don't use the microwave hardly ever because most of our trip we were off grid, but microwave works fine, but you do need the external power on our unit anyway to run that. So, all right, here goes nothing. This is the one I'm worried about. We've had problems with the hot water heater in the past, and it seems to be the most finicky system, so. Okay, I hear it. I don't know if you can hear that. Wow. It appears like it lit the first time. I can hear it heating out there. Hot water. The reason why that concerned me is we had that replaced 2 or 3 times during our whole trip. It was always under warranty, and it's worked really well since we got it replaced the last time, which was about 2 years ago. But just because it was a problem, the hot water heater pilot light, I guess, or just the spark that gets it going, had caused this problem in the past, I was concerned, I guess. Super grateful, super happy that that's working. Now we got it all working. Everything's working. Time to go to sleep. That's held up really well. That's little molding came loose last year. It hasn't gotten any worse. This netting here is a little stretched out. We had a library of books in there, so I think this just kind of lost its elasticity in the hot desert air. Come take a look. Windows here still work. TV, stereo still works great, DVD. The outside speaker I don't think works anymore. I'll verify it, but right now I'm just going to say it doesn't work. If I test it and it comes on, I'll change the video. But the outside speaker, I think maybe it just got too wet or too much debris, or maybe I pressure washed it when I was washing it one time. But the outside speaker has stopped working after 3 years. So TV works great. Good structural. Everything inside here is structurally sound. And I talked a little bit about this in the 2-year update. We spent 8 days in the rain, and it buckled our board here. It had a buckle. So when we went in for our warranty work, they just put this strip, you can kind of see it right here. You can just kind of laminate in there, and it's held up real solid. Again, we did that mod, so we lose a little bit of slide out space because we put all this storage in there. You might want to check with your dealer if you're going to buy a new one, because we had some viewers write in and say they're not built like this anymore. So this is a 2018 that we picked up in 2017, 19 FBS, and this is the way the sofa was laid out at the time. And so we just took the front of the sofa off, screwed in some bins that we got from Home Depot, and we have 5 bins that store quite a bit of stuff in here. But I just want to show you how easy it is. We had some relatives stay with us last night. I just wanted to show you how easy it is to get this into a bed. You just pull it one hand. There it is. It's like really raining. Nothing like a real world thunderstorm to test everything out for leaks and drips. See, the stairs have held up really nice. Overall, super happy with everything. That's what everything looks like underneath. Tires are in really good shape. Spare tires never used. It's getting a little bit of rust. A little bit of rust there. Tires and brakes are in still really good shape. The outside shower. I'll show you here. We have no external water hooked up, so this is a good demonstration. I love to use this outdoor shower, especially yesterday. Got back from the lake, just came over, showered off. It was perfect, got all the lake water off. Didn't really want to take a full shower until later that night before we got into bed, but it's really convenient. It works well, hot and cold. Just want to remind everybody that I'm just Jason that's had a few years experience with this camper. I'm not a salesperson, I'm not a dealer. I only know what I know. So we have a lot of dealers and experts and people that really understand solar that follow this channel. So this is our channel. It's your channel as much as my channel. And I just want you to know I make mistakes sometimes, and I'm thankful that people call it out in the comment section. So read the comments. I don't filter any of them. Most of them are incredibly helpful. Part of this channel is me being out here as a real person doing these videos for you guys, because I think it's real life. I mean, now that I've had a problem with the water system and now it's fixed, it seems to work fine without the filter. The toilet in there, I think it should flush better. Somebody's gonna comment and they're like, hey, you need to do this. And then I'll like thank them, and now I'll know. So I'm very appreciative for all of you viewers, subscribers, and especially everyone that leaves a comment. It's helpful for everybody in our community. So our community is over 2,600 strong right now, and I feel that we're really helping each other, and I appreciate each and every one of you.